Let's get nuts indeed, guys. Welcome to Film Junkee Live. All right, post Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hopefully, you spent some time, or, showed your appreciation, your love for your mom if she's not around anymore. That could be the case too right there. But happy belated Mother's Day. I'll talk about hanging out with Mama Film Junkee and spending some time with her yesterday, of course. But welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Monday. It is May 11th. It is hot in SoCal today, and then it's going to drop like to 80 degrees tomorrow. It's crazy. Weather over here is crazy. I don't know. We're getting like summer weather, and then we're not getting summer weather. It's all pretty nutty. It's going back and forth, but anyways. Let's see. Do I got that up? All right. Let's see. Who's out there? We got DigiGamer. Can Gunn cast someone who looks intimidating? All the MF look like D-list comedians. So DigiGamer prefers his men to be intimidating. So we got his preference on men. All right. Monique, what is happening with you? Hello, y'all. Happiest of Mondays to ya. It's everything bagel, seasoning chicken breast with protein pasta mac and cheese. Oh, that sounds freaking awesome. Man, you come up with some really good things. You need to make a cookbook or something. Just saying. You need a cookbook. What's going on, Mr. Fear Jason? Good to see ya. Then we got Mr. Eric Hardboiled. Okay, Mortal Kombat Part 2 is what people said they wanted the first to be, so they're gonna prove it by supporting it? Or was that all talk? No, well, we'll talk about that when it comes to the box office. What's going on, Axel? Good to see you. I started rewatching Iron Fist Season 1 for the first time in years, and it's alright so far. Yeah, I remember it being decent. I don't think I watched Season 2, to be honest, though. What's going on? Ahoy, ahoy, Mr. Jason McKenzie. Great to see ya. Great to see ya. All right. Happy Monday to you. Of course, Tuesday for you because you're in the future. You're in the future. Love it. But guys, hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Let's see. Hit the little up. There we go. And subscribe to the channel. Do all the things. Post show on the Patreon. And maybe this weekend, and I keep on, like I said, this weekend was a little busy, ended up being a little busy, so couldn't do the Saturday vodka stream, but maybe we'll try to do it this weekend. See what happens. We got Luke right here. I have a feeling he might end up being an Argus worker. Same with Matt Lillard. Yeah, could be that. Could be that. We got Devin Wooter right here. Dave, I swear, people are so hypocritical that they hated the first Mortal Kombat movie, but they won't support Mortal Kombat 2. People was worried about WB get sold. Yeah, we'll talk about the box office. We'll talk about the box office when it comes to Mortal Kombat. What can he do? Just seems like maybe that first movie did a little too much damage. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we'll talk about the box office. There's not much news to talk about. There wasn't a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to talk about when it comes to all this. But we'll talk about some Avengers stuff as well as DCU stuff. And then, of course, I just saw internet reactions for Punisher, The One Last Kill. Were coming out, so people are posting that, and we can watch it tomorrow, of course. Uh-oh, we got Jose right here. It's Dodgers versus Giants time again. You joke, but the movie is stuffed to the brim. Admit it. Yeah, okay. It is stuffed. It is stuffed. All right. I admitted it. So is your fucking Dodgers team with their goddamn over-budgeted shit. I don't know. What's more stuffed, the Dodgers or a goddamn Superman movie? I'm going to go with the Dodgers. I hated Mortal Kombat 2 as well for other reasons. Interesting. What were those other reasons, I wonder? Interesting. All right. Well, anyways. All right. Again, hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe, do all the things. Like I said, you want to subscribe to the Patreon, do so. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Like I said, my weekend was just, especially yesterday, was just full. Hopefully, I ate so much goddamn food yesterday. I went to a brunch buffet thing, which was great, especially when there's an omelet bar, man. When there's an omelet bar, oh man, Always great when there's an omelet bar, somebody actually making, you're not getting like because you never know, like, when you're at a buffet and you have like, the eggs and stuff, the eggs, you don't know if are those real eggs, are they powdered eggs? You never know what that's going to be. But when there's an omelet bar and you actually see them cracking the eggs, actually cracking eggs into the pan, you're getting some quality. And that was good. And then, of course, mimosas like crazy. So, yeah, good stuff. Got filled up right there. And then this was for a whole other group. This is for, like, my nephew's grandparents. And then we picked up Mama Film Junkee. And then we went and got some more food. Some steak, some freaking fried zucchini, some garlic, right? Just good shit. And, and then we went to the casino. And hey, I won $60. Can't say that's bad, right? I came out on top. Of course, brother Film Junkee, he was playing Keno. Dude won $600. So yeah, we had a good day at the casino. Sadly, Mama Film Junkee didn't come out winning, but she's won before and everything like that. We all had a good time yesterday, so it was great. And then yes, I'm sure I'll be texting her tonight because yes, the Dodgers and Giants are facing off for a 4-game series, Monday through Thursday. So naturally, that's obviously saw Jose out there. Well, we'll see what happens because last time the Giants actually won the series, which that shouldn't have happened because the Giants suck this year. The Dodgers shouldn't be getting beat by the Giants like that. We'll see what happens this time, though. I don't know. It's always a good, fun rivalry stuff. When teams play and it's a rivalry game, that's when it's like, that's when everybody plays. No matter if you're in first or last, you're always playing because it's a rivalry game, and they're just good games. They're fun games. And yes, shout out to Mama Film Junkee, of course. There you go. As she should be. All right. The immortality thing was so stupid. I never imagined Shao Kahn needing immortality because he's so, yeah. Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I had some issues with some things too. It definitely wasn't a perfect movie. Some people thought it was. I mean, it definitely felt more like a Mortal Kombat movie, and it was a step in the right direction, but I don't know if there's going to be even more to go by when it comes to this franchise, especially at the box office. Seemed like it started off strong, and then it just kind of died out. Anyways, all right, guys. Let's get to the tweets. And see what's going on in the Twitter sphere. Now, I'm going to go through some tweets that some of you members have already, seen, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to specifically talk about this one because, I mean, Isa Gonzalez. Who can Isa Gonzalez maybe play in the DCU? I mean, she's been fan cast in the DCU, even as Wonder Woman. And I've always gotten her confused with Adria Arjona for some reason. It's just like those two I got confused with. I was like, wait, which one's Isa? Which one's Adria? I don't know. Just those two I got kind of confused with at first. And then, of course, when it came to the Star Wars series she was on, I was like, okay, now I'm kind of knowing the difference. And now that Adria is dating Jason Momoa. Apparently, Jason Momoa also dated Isa Gonzalez at one point. I think pretty crazy, but people have fan cast her as Catwoman as well. And I think she actually went up for the role as Catwoman. And now she is actually going to be starring in a movie. She's going to be starring in a movie with the fan cast Batman, Brandon Sklenar, and Iron Jane, and, just like Adria and other people have been showing off, hey, we're getting in superhero shape. She's also showing her superhero shape. Okay, look respectfully, guys. Look respectfully. Come on. And ignore Versus Seed right here, when it comes to his gif. Yeah, she's just showing her arms. She's showing her arms, showing her back. That's all she's showing. Of course, that's not all she's showing. She's also showing, poof, and yeah, she's just like, oh yeah, let's get a little bit of the Bootius Maximus right there. Yeah, look respectfully, that's for damn sure. I was like, jeez, they know. No shit, forgot to turn off the music. Yeah, turn on the music again. Anybody else hot? All right. Whew. Yeah. Bye. I mean, come on. She knew exactly what she was doing. They always know exactly what they're doing when they're taking these pictures. It's like, yeah, show the arms, but also let's stick out the booty out there a little bit, huh? Anyways. All right, good to see you, Ghoul. Yeah, I know. I know you got the you got pissed. You got your you got pissed. You got Pistons in your in the playoffs. So I totally get it. I totally get it, man. Totally get it. I know. I should have the Al Pacino drop. Greatest, greatest. Melissa Barrera, she kind of stirred up a little bit of controversy, and anybody who was a little bit on her side is no longer on her side because, well, she was talking to Variety, and you know the whole thing that happened with her not being not being part of the Scream franchise anymore. They were trying to steer like, hey, let's go a different direction, and they were doing a good job. Even though I didn't see Scream 6. I saw Scream 7, which Scream 7 was dog shit, in my opinion. I thought it was absolutely terrible. I didn't think it was good at all. But I'm not a big Scream fan. So, but even just looking at the quality of the movie, it just sucked. In my opinion, it just sucked. But I actually thought when I saw Scream 5, I went, oh, okay, cool. They're kind of taking it in a different direction. It's not going to be Neve Campbell. But it's just like, all right, they're going to stick with Neve Campbell. It's like, how long can Neve Campbell, Sydney, whatever her name is, Prescott, how long can she be terrorized by fucking ghost face killers? I mean, my God, how many times are we going to see the same thing over and over again? But yeah, so Melissa right here, she says something pretty stupid. Melissa Barrera says she thinks the studio lied about Scream 7 box office numbers. I think they lied about the numbers. I don't think it made that much money. It's not how it works. It's saying, I mean, there could be a lot of lawsuits, Melissa. There could be things where it's like, I mean, the only time that like studios lie about numbers is about budget. It's about maybe the profits that it made. It's about streaming numbers, maybe that, but not even streaming numbers because there's always like a third party thing that can actually look at those numbers. Box office, you can't really lie about that. You can't really like fib those numbers because there's a whole business behind it when it comes to the movie theaters and studios and all the stuff. It was just like, okay, what is your basis on that? I think they lied. That's it? You just think they lied. You just have sour grapes. And I saw so many people go, what the hell is she talking about? I was kind of on her side, but man, she's stupid. She just said something stupid right now. It's like, what the hell? Just so dumb. Just, I don't know. To me, it was just like, it's not smart. Wasn't smart to do that. Just not smart to do that. But hey, her PR team was like, what? What did you say? What did you say? Oh, do you guys want to see something funny? Oh, you guys know I'm a big fan of scoopers out there, right? Certain scoopers that I'm more of a fan of than others. You know, like Jeffrey Schneider. You know who I'm talking about, right? Good old Jeffrey Schneider. Oh, this poor guy. This poor guy who still has his profile picture in Twitter that's from like 15 years ago because the guy has aged like milk. So he's keeping like a younger looking profile picture right here, and you know I had to make fun when I saw this. Of course it's got me blocked on Twitter, but this was hilarious right here. A24's Backrooms, which was made for under $10 million, is tracking to open to $20 million when it hits theaters later this month. The movie premieres tonight at Beyond Fest, and while I did break the news about Chitwetel, I can never say his last name, starring, I wasn't able to score tickets. Sigh. Smallest violin, Jeffrey. Smallest violin. Nobody cares. Oh, you didn't get involved. Oh. Well, maybe stop being a douchebag. Huh? And stop thinking that people just owe you shit. Come on. Ridiculous. Batman Beyond Funko Pops. Hey, check this out. Back and better than ever. Return to the streets, Gotham City with new Funko Pop collectibles, Batman Beyond. So look at that. We got Batman right there, and we got Ace. You can also get some Ace right there. And then you can also get the Batman Beyond Joker as well. And of course, you know, we'll be talking about the Batman Beyond movie. Yeah, there you go. So you can collect them all right there. No Bruce Wayne? What the hell? Where's Bruce Wayne with his cane? Come on, what are we doing here? Pretty cool. Pretty cool, though. Pretty freaking sweet. I haven't collected a Funko Pop in a while. It's been a little bit. I got to get back on it. All right, what else do we have here? I didn't tweet that much, honestly, this weekend. I did make this joke right here. Because I was like, it's kind of funny that obviously I made fun of the people and showed some receipts, some screenshots of tweets when it came to Matt Reeves, of course, posting the camera test of the Batmobile for the Batman Part 2. And it was funny because, there's still people that were like thinking that this movie was going to be canceled. James Gunn was canceling it. He's jealous of Matt Reeves, blah, 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 all the things, of course. And naturally, I was like, some people were like kind of choking on their words and then, of course, doubling down. Oh, I've seen some of these accounts were like doubling down when it came to this. But it's just so sad because what do I always say, guys? I always say that these guys were hoping for the Batman Part 2 to get canceled so then they could throw more shit at James Gunn and get more people on their side to throw more shit at James Gunn and be more angry because that's what these guys are. So I'm sure you guys have seen this little cat meme thing where it's like a cat very frustrated at looking at the screen, and I saw like somebody posted like a little green screen thing, so I took advantage of it, and I was like, this is a live look at those guys who said the Batman Part 2 is going to be canceled after Matt Reeves posted his images. And I didn't take that long on it. I just kind of threw it on there, but it's kind of funny. That cat is not happy. Cat is definitely not happy. Cat is definitely not happy for that. Spider Noir is going to be coming out pretty soon, right? May 25th. So we got Spider Noir. It's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks right here. Boop. And we got a new poster. Nicolas Cage is Spider Noir. So very, very old schooly noir-y right there. Thought that was pretty cool. There's always something negative and something positive happens, of course. Anyway, you guys want to see something absolutely hilarious? Sebastian Stan took a picture. I mean, I think I've seen this before. I don't know if maybe I've shown this before on the stream. Hopefully not. But maybe I have. I don't know. I do a lot of these streams. I don't know what I post. Maybe I repost. But I just saw this on my feed again, and I'm like, this is just absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Just because even the picture is just absolutely ridiculous. But Sebastian Stan at the Tokyo Comic-Con one year, I'm not sure which year it was. This is probably a few years ago. And I'm sure you guys have seen it. He took a picture of with somebody who dressed up as the Winter Soldier arm. I mean, he went with it too. He was like, you can't take a serious picture, so he's not taking a serious picture. And I mean, I saw that and I just started laughing. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this like in the past. I think this was like probably like years ago. This is probably like 2018, 17, 19, who knows? I mean, it's just so freaking funny. But yeah, they talk about being creative. Let me cosplay as the Winter Soldier arm. It's just so good. Just so freaking good. It's so freaking good. People are creative, man. People are creative. Let's see. We got this. Don't say anything yet. Okay, so that's so great, right? All right, so Kane Parsons, who is the director of The Backrooms, which I'm very much looking forward to. It's one of my anticipated movies that I can't, because I've told you guys I fell down the rabbit hole of The Backrooms videos on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts and stuff. I mean, there was just something about them. I love that kind of weird shit like that. They became like, they were on my feed, and this was like, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago when I started seeing the Backrooms videos. So I'm very much looking forward to the movie. And then we got the director right here, Kane Parsons. He's talking about how he had a little bit of influence from Mr. Osgood Perkins, who I'm really liking. I still have to watch his latest movie. And he kind of just like talked about at the like premiere of how he like kind of helped him out with this.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say the most specific point of the example would just be, like, when we started production up in Vancouver, I was working very close with, like, literally in the same office with Osgood Perkins. So, you know, he's been a really great, I would say, mentor figure in a number of ways, in that it's very much like the crew that he and Chris Ferguson up in Vancouver sort of put together over a number of years. And so I think there's been a lot of, like, secondhand resources I've been able to lean on while, you know, working on this thing. And of course, there's been like all sorts of crazy stuff happening right now with people reaching out, but it's generally been like that group, and it's been pretty insulated. It was a pretty quiet production. It was very peaceful and fun up there, I would say. So we had a good time with it.
You gotta love that, you know? You got Osgood Perkins, who's been releasing a movie like every year, and he's like building up his status and helping out the young buck who's probably gonna start building up his status, because it sounds, like I said, from Mr. Jeffrey Schneider, who didn't get tickets to the premiere, that very premiere right there. Sounds like the movie's probably gonna start making profit after the first weekend. If it's projected, it was a less than $10 million budget, and it's already projected to make like about $20 million. It's probably going to start, I mean, probably in the second weekend already start making a profit, and they're already going to be probably talking about a sequel. I already see this one of those where A24 is going to probably be like, all right, on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. It's going to be interesting to see how people take it in too as well. So, but yeah, I just love hearing stuff like that, because I'm definitely a fan of Osgood. I still have to watch that his latest movie, what it was called, The Keeper or whatever. I keep on forgetting about that, but I have to definitely watch that. Zack Snyder, Paramount, Brawlers. All right, so we, of course, a couple weeks ago? Was it a couple weeks ago now, or was it last weekend? It was a couple weeks ago, right? It was about 2 Fridays ago, almost 2 weeks ago, that Zach posted a selfie showing the Paramount water tower in the background, saying he's going to be starting his new project. And of course, I did my spiel on that when it came to the Vodka stream, and I of course put it in its own video, because naturally, you know, we had the people thinking that, oh yeah, he's definitely there for restoring the Snyderverse, which of course makes no fucking sense if you actually have a logical brain. We know that it's most likely going to be for Brawlers, the UFC movie that we know he's going to be doing next, but we don't know for sure. He talked about it, like how they were trying to still figure out the budget and find the funding when it comes to all that, but it seems like he probably already has, and Paramount, of course, was going to be the studio he was going to work with, because they own the broadcasting rights to the UFC, so naturally it was like, all right, that totally makes sense. And now we got Mr. Larry Fong, of course, a long, near and dear friend to Zack Snyder. Well, over the weekend, he decided to post this. Oh! He posted the water tower that is Paramount. Yes, absolutely. And of course, naturally, I had somebody in my mentions go, "Hey, restore Snyderverse." It's like, it's not what it's for, man. Yeah, but I still got hope. And I'm like, okay, but I got a logical brain and facts. Fine, support this movie, please. Please support the movie. But that would make sense, and that would be the first time let's see. Yeah. So, Army of the Dead. Zach was the cinematographer. Both Rebel Moon movies, Zach was the cinematographer. And then The Last Photograph, Zach was the cinematographer. And I know people are like, all right, Zach, you need to just be a director, and you have to have a cinematographer. So seems like now with this, that he kind of got it out of his system, which I don't mind. I thought that was really cool that Zach actually was a cinematographer. I thought that was really cool. It felt like really old school. It felt like, back in like the day when I made short films, I was a cinematographer of my little short films. If I wasn't in the movie, if I wasn't on the screen, I was a cinematographer. I was like the one that was like holding the camera and stuff like that. It's really cool to do that, and I love the fact that he did it. But I know a lot of people are like, I think somebody needs to, tell Zach that he needs to get a cinematographer back or something like that. And it looks like now, maybe Larry Fong, which would be cool. And I think if you're going to do a big movie like a UFC movie, yeah, you're going to need like a cinematographer. And why not have Larry Fong, who has been Zach's cinematographer for a couple of movies? So why not just bring him back, get that little duo back together, and should be all gravy right there. I think that's going to be pretty freaking sweet. So, but yeah, of course, naturally, you know, a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's definitely happening, guys. It's like, can we first let the merger fully, you know, go through before, you know, you guys start doing that, and then you YouTuber and bigger Twitters out there before you guys start gaslighting, you know, the hope for the fans, can you just like take a moment? Of course, you're not going to do that because, you know, obviously the gaslighters want to get the engagements and the views. And then, of course, you know, there's just people, like I said, I had somebody in my mentions going like, I'm just being hopeful. It's like, okay, that's fine, but support this. If you're a true Zack Snyder fan, support this first. Can you do that? That's all I ask. And then we'll talk about the Restore Snyderverse stuff later and everything. How about that? Let's do that. It could mean something, or it's just an innocent photo. It just means that Larry Fong was also on the Paramount lot, and Zach posted that too. I'm just like going, hey, I'm thinking that Larry Fong might be the cinematographer for Brawlers. I'm just kind of putting that together. It's nothing to do with restoring the Snyderverse. This right here, guys, if you guys want to see where I want to be in about, I don't know, 25 years maybe, if things go well and if the world doesn't fucking end, this is where I want to be. I want to be this guy right here. I saw this video. Of course, you guys know I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. And if you guys have ever seen the ballpark of the Giants, it is one of the most beautiful ballparks you'll ever go to. I've been there once, and I got seats facing the water. It's right on the bay, so you get a water view. You see the water out in right field, and there's boats, there's people paddle boarding, there's people in rafts, and yes, sometimes the players will hit home runs, and they call it a splash home run, and there's been over 100 home runs that have been hit into the water out there. Most of them from Barry Bonds, I would say. But then they like zeroed in on this guy. This is where I want to be in about 25 years, retired, and just sipping a beer in like a little hammock seat. You got your boat right there. You got your feet in the water. You got the game plan. I mean, that guy is living the life. He is so freaking like, he's just, yes. He's got his Giants gear on. That's it. That's it. Look at how happy that guy is. Look how happy that guy is. He's probably not even married either. Sorry. Had to make that little joke right there. Had to make that joke. Winter is coming. We got Boss Logic throwing in his little art right here when it came to Matt Reeves posting the camera test showing the Batmobile. So he took it upon himself to add the logo and add Mr. Freeze. That's right, Mr. Frickin' Freeze. Naturally, of course, Boss Logic does a great job when it comes to making posters, making banners, making art. But it is kind of funny because is Mr. Freeze going to be the villain in the Batman Part 2? And some people are like, nah. And I even had people respond when I retweeted that. They're like, no, there's no way that Mr. Freeze will work in Matt Reeves' universe. And I'm going, well, you never know. Matt Reeves, Matt Reeves, I mean, I think it's going to be more of like a Court of Owls, but Court of Owls could be in the shadows. And then, I mean, it is taking place during winter. So it's like, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Something is happening when it comes to Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. That's right. Well, Artist Equity, which is their production company, it's got a little lawsuit happening. Little lawsuit is happening when it comes to their production company, and it's kind of interesting because it has to do with The Rip, the movie that came out, last year? It was last year, right? Or was it this year? I can't even remember. When it came out. Was it this year? I don't know. It was this year. I don't know. You guys tell me. When did The Rip come out? I think it was actually this year. And it was a good movie. I actually enjoyed it. But check this out. Two Miami law enforcement officers have filed a lawsuit against Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's production company, Artist Equity, over The Rip. The officers allege the film and its marketing caused substantial harm to their personal and professional reputations by implying misconduct and unethical behavior tied to a real law enforcement operation. According to the lawsuit, they are seeking a public retraction and correction, including the addition of a prominent disclaimer attached to the film. Yikes. I mean, might just be people trying to get a bag. They're trying to get their rip. I don't think so. But it was like, oh crap. That's just kind of, I wonder how they're going to handle that. Are they going to end up putting a disclaimer on Netflix? They might have to. It's kind of interesting. I'm like, so you put a bad, because there's an actual operation when it comes to that, and the movie put a bad name. I don't know. I'm sure they'll fight it. Maybe they'll throw some money at it. I don't see this really going anywhere. We probably won't even hear about this anymore, but maybe we'll hear a follow-up and they settle out of court or settle this or settle that. Pretty interesting. Very interesting. I was like, oh, man. You want to see another, hey, check it out. There's a Spider Noir. I don't know if that's on display somewhere. I don't know. A new look at Spider Noir. I just saw that. Costume designer Tracy Gigi Field. But saw that. Thought that was cool. Not sure exactly where that's at. It looks like it's on display, or looks like somebody's actually wearing it, right? Looks like someone's wearing it. Hey, you Westworld fans, are we going to get a last and final season to kind of wrap up the whole series? No, they ain't doing that. In fact, I don't think you can even watch it on HBO Max anymore. You can't. I thought the series was great. I thought Westworld was great. Now, they took some swings, okay? After the first initial season, which everybody loved, seemed like that it was a huge hit. And then the second season was kind of going like, all right, we're going to take this in a new direction. And then the third season, they took it to a new direction. And the fourth season, they took it to another direction, which I thought was fine. I was like, hey, you're taking some swings. Sure, it's not as good. But then the way that it kind of ended, that it was going to lead into probably a season 5 that was going to be the finale, they were kind of going to bring it back to the Westworld because it kind of veered off. But then they were going to bring it back. Have like a full circle kind of thing. Well, that's not going to happen. And now they're just, Warner Brothers like, fuck it, let's just make another movie. The Westworld movie is in the works at Warner Brothers. David Coep, who of course who wrote Disclosure Day, Jurassic Park, a lot of very big movies. He's writing the script, and a major mystery filmmaker is eyeing to direct. A major mystery filmmaker is eyeing to direct. Steven Spielberg? Why not keep that gang together? I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't that be crazy if we have Steven Spielberg direct Westworld, which is about a park that has robots? I don't know. I think he's got some. Didn't he do AI? He did Jurassic Park. It's kind of like a mesh. He's worked with robots. Pretty crazy. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. And then we got this. Oh my God. Or is it no, I don't think it's going to be a finish up though. I think it's just going to be a full-on remake. Family ain't ending, guys. Family. You guys know I'm over the whole Fast and Furious franchise. I've said it time and time again where I'm like, can we just wrap this thing up? Can we just be done with it? Can we be done with it? It ain't going anywhere, because even though we're supposed to, whenever we're going to get the finale of the Fast and Furious, which is going to be apparently 2 years from now, and which the last one came out is going to be 5-year gap. It's going to be kind of crazy, a half a decade. But guess what, guys? The Fast and Furious franchise ain't going anywhere. 4! That's right, 4 new live Fast and Furious TV shows are in the works at Peacock. For the last decade, I'm not going to do a freaking Vin Diesel impression. For the last decade, we have realized that the fans have wanted more. They wanted us to expand the legacy characters, their stories. Okay. So who's getting... Are we getting Ludacris and Tyrese? They're going to have their own show. Ugh. A lot of yelling. I mean, Vin Diesel, is he going to get one of the shows? Are we just going to show like Vin Diesel or like Dominic and Letty going off on their thing? We got Han. Is Han going to get his own show? Maybe they're going to have like Dominic's son is going to have his own show. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, more Fast and Furious. More Fast and Furious. I don't want more? Yeah, I know. Carl Urban, diabolical. So Carl Urban decided to, he threw some shots when it comes to the worst superhero power. Do you know what Carl Urban, which superpower is Carl Urban's least favorite? Any dude with a bow and arrow. There you go. Carl Urban is not a fan of Hawkeye and Green Arrow, apparently. I mean, I can see that, but it's cool, Carl. It's kind of cool. Especially when you see the I mean, as fast as some people do it, I mean, it's pretty cool when you see how fast people just load that arrow. I mean, yeah, they could just be shooting guns or like a crossbow, but it's just so much cooler. And then especially when, they run out of arrows, like, what do you do? Oi! And yeah, we knew this was going to happen, right? Because it's Amazon. It's Amazon Prime. Why would they want to put a movie in movie theaters, especially a big IP? I guess it's not a huge IP. There's probably not a lot of people that know about this IP, but I was like thinking that, yes, why would Amazon not put it in the movie theater? You would think you want to see this movie that they filmed out in the movie theaters because it's going to have some big set pieces, big visual effects. But yeah, guys, it ain't happening. It's just going to go on Amazon Prime. The live-action Voltron movie will be releasing directly to Prime Video, skipping movie theaters. And yes, this is starring Mr. Henry Cavill with Sterling K. Brown and Rita Ora. Fantastic. All right. Jesus Christ. Like, what the... I thought for sure that they would put that in the movie theater. I mean, cue the freaking Henry Cavill Superman. No! It's ridiculous, man. I mean, you think, like, why would you not want to... But again, yeah, that's just what we do nowadays. It's just, bam, damn. And then, of course, I have a bunch of dickheads and assholes when I posted that in my mentions going like, yeah, well... fucking Henry Cavill's box office poison. I hate that. Because I like Cavill. Of course. But yeah, it kind of sucks because he hasn't been strong at the box office. I mean, he's got a movie coming out this weekend with Jake Gyllenhaal. Guy Ritchie. It's getting no traction. There's like barely any marketing. I want to see it. Into the Gray? In the Gray? One of those. It's got gray in it. So I'm like, I do want to see it, and I might see it. I'm not sure exactly which movie I'm seeing because I might have a thing that I have to go to on Thursday. So I might have to pick and choose which movie I'm going to end up, because there's that Obsession movie that's coming out as well, which I also want to see. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of sucks that we got this cool, like, act with Isa Gonzalez. Speaking of, Isa Gonzalez also in it, so it's a pretty sexy movie. You got some sexiness that are starring in this movie, the sexy trio. Dare I say a trinity of sorts, because, you got Henry Cavill, who was Superman. You got Jake Gyllenhaal, who a lot of people wanted to be Batman, and he even auditioned to be Batman. And then, of course, you have fan cast Isa Gonzalez, Wonder Woman type right there. So kind of an interesting little trinity right there. A trinity in a multiverse somewhere else. But in the gray, that's right. But yeah, and of course, just dickheads like that saying that stuff. But I was like, man, I want to see it. I mean, I wasn't a big Voltron guy, but I figured, we're going to see this, and it's going to be on the big screen, right? Nope, not happening. Not freaking happening. Okay, imagine this, guys. You got to imagine this. We have an image right here of a Christmas movie that's coming out on Prime Video on December 2nd. Probably not getting a theatrical release either. But I saw this image, and I just imagine. Just imagine. Because this person is playing Santa Claus. This is the new Santa Claus. You gotta make your brain just make you hear exactly how he would say ho ho ho. Yeah. Come on, get to the sleigh! Get to the sleigh! Comet! Comet, go! Go! We gotta get to the North Pole! Come on! Ho! Yeah, it's our first look at Arnold Schwarzenegger as Santa Claus in The Man with the Bag. The film follows Santa Claus as he enlists the help of a petty criminal after his sack of presents is stolen. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna fucking watch the shit out of that. Are you kidding me? I just wish it was out in theaters. Maybe it will be. I don't know. I'm gonna watch that. I remember even on the stream. I remember they were filming somewhere. So we got like a first look then, and yeah. So I'm like, hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Santa Claus. I'm there. Day one. I'm definitely gonna be watching that. Going to watch Obsession in the Gray and maybe Life Hack. That was another one that was coming out. Life Hack. There's like some funny videos that come across my feed sometimes. That you know how you get like those videos that have like inspirational quotes or whatever, and maybe you'll see somebody that's looking out on a sunset off a dock or something like that. And it's like these funny videos. And the first time that this video came across my feed, it was like, remember this one quote that Arnold Schwarzenegger said? And it's all, got the inspiration of music. And then it just goes, and that's it. That's all it is. That's all the video is. Crazy music, visual, and said, remember what Arnold Schwarzenegger said, ... That's all it is. It cracks me up every time. Anyways, that's the tweets, guys. That's the tweets. That is the tweets. Now let's get into some of this DCU talk. All right, we're going all the way back. I mean, obviously, we've already talked about certain things. Well, we could talk about them a little bit again. Let's see, how far back are we going? We don't need to talk about that. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, we could start right there, I guess. All right. Like I said, it wasn't much. There wasn't even a lot of movie talk when it came to stuff today. I was like trying to find, what am I going to talk about for the fourth topic? So yeah, there wasn't really much out there when it came to stuff. But first off right here, naturally when it comes to the boys, what do they like to do? They like to parody. They like to parody what's out in the movie theaters. And they did this once when it came to the Seven. When it came to the Seven, and when it came to Dawn of the Seven or whatever it was, and they kind of was like, hey, the Snyder Cut, this was back in 2021, that era, they were kind of doing a parody when it came to the Seven and the movie that was being shot. And yeah, it was essentially paying like a little bit of homage and parodying that, the poster, and when it comes to Sting's on there, and when it comes to like a director's cut, it was like that. And obviously when it comes to the first Superman, the poster right there, they actually did right here. Scott Edwards film, Homelander, Justice Survived. Justice, how would I say survived? Served. Justice served. Look out. Homelander. Justice served. See, and then you got this fucking idiot right here. Yes, you are right. Your Superman is indeed the real Homelander. God, these guys, I've seen this guy's account right here, the Xeon Soups. He takes this shit so fucking serious. But, DC Film News was like, Superman continues to leave an undeniable cultural mark. A Superman-inspired Homelander poster makes it way into the final season of The Boys. And of course, you just got somebody like that. Your Superman, that's your Superman. Your Superman's more like Highlander. And then, of course, you have other people like, oh, man, Henry Cavill Superman, he's Highlander. It's like, can you guys just shut the fuck up for once? It's this cape shit. Go outside, please. It's just so annoying. Ugh. Your Superman's like Homelander. No, your Superman's like Homelander. Get out of here. I don't care what anyone says. Supergirl looks hot right here. Amelia Alcock looks hot right here. New image, of course, from Entertainment Weekly for the summer preview exclusivo. And yes, we got Amelia Alcock holding on to a drink, holding on to her sunglasses. We got her looking pretty good in the costume right here. And I'm just like, hey, you know what? I know. There's people right there. Oh, yeah, she's so inspirational. So inspirational. Yeah, what are we doing here, guys? So inspirational. It's like, yeah, she's not supposed to be at first, and then she finally gets to that point. Just, give it a moment. But I don't know. I think she looks pretty good right there. I don't know about you guys. And then apparently they're teaming up with Synergy, the real kombucha. That's right. Synergy. Supergirl. Anybody else do the kombucha thing? I'll have some kombucha every now and again. I've even had kombucha alcohol. Pretty sweet. But yeah, you can get some Synergy kombucha with Supergirl on it. You got Ruthie, you got Crypto, Mystic Mango, Peach Paradise, Trilogy, Guava Goddess. Yeah, helps the gut out. Helps the gut out. She looks tired in that photo. Yeah, she's supposed to be. She's probably like hungover. She's probably hungover in there. If you read the book. Come on, guys. Come on now. Come on now. And then, of course, the whole Matt Reeves thing, which, that was pretty cool. Which I just posted my video, which was essentially just a cut-down version of my opening rant on the Vodka stream on Friday. So I already touched on it, and it was great. And then, of course, I read some receipts from people, all the doom and gloomers out there who want to see the DCU to fail. And they wanted the Batman Part 2 to be canceled simply because that would just give them more ammunition to throw at James Gunn. And there's been some accounts out there that I just see. I don't engage with them. Maybe every now and again I might throw a shot, but it's just funny. There are some ones that are just they sort of losing their minds about this whole thing and then pushing back even harder when it comes to all this. I'm like, again, it's cape shit, guys. It's cape shit. There's like real world problems out there, and you're spending all your time trying to push back on other fans, and you have this vendetta against James Gunn like he actually kicked your dog. It's really fucking weird, but hey, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. All right, what else we got when it comes to DC stuff? All right. Front runner. Okay. Then there's somebody else. Hold on a sec. Yeah, there's two. No, that's not two. What the hell? There was like somebody. I think I could have swore there's somebody else. I might have to look at something here. Because the Deathstroke and Bane movie, all right? So I completely forgot that there was that this was like out there. It still has yet to be confirmed by James Gunn that this is actually on the slate, that there's actually the Deathstroke and Bane movie coming out. I mean, I don't mind it. I know some people are like, what the hell is going on with this? Why would you have a Deathstroke and Bane movie? And I'm like, well, why not? in my opinion, I'm like, well, why not? Now, obviously, the Clayface movie is going to be kind of like a litmus test on whether they might move forward with another movie based off of villains. I don't know. I'm like, okay, so maybe it could be something. So there was actually like a little bit of there's like a short list. There was like two directors. First one, which is very interesting, Greg Mottola, who has directed Peacemaker episodes and Superbad. That's right, Superbad. So a lot of people were like, that seems a little bit odd. That seems a little bit odd right there. Let's see. I'm going to look up this guy's IMDb. I should head up because there was like, he's basically done just mainly, I think he did Adventureland. I don't know if you guys ever saw Adventureland. That was also with Michael Cera. Yeah, he did Adventureland as well. It had Ryan Reynolds in it. It had what's her name in it too. Let's see. What has this guy done? Mr. Greg Mottola. Yeah, he did. So I mean, when you look at his producing, that's producing right there. Previous, The Miniature Wife TV series, Peacemaker, Nobody Wants This. Confess. Oh, he did the Fletch movie? Is that the new Fletch movie? Right? Is that what that? I never watched it. Yeah, I never watched it. I like the old Fletch movies, but I never watched the new Fletch movie. He did episodes of Dave. Nothing really screams Deadpool or Deathstroke and Bane. Nothing screams that, but at the same time, sometimes directors, you never know what they want to do next. If you keep a director just doing one thing, they're not going to grow. You never know what could happen. Sometimes, you might find a gem in something like that. So it is pretty interesting. But there was another director that I saw too that was rumored. Let's see. And I don't think DC Films actually... I don't see them actually posting about it, so it might not actually be true, but I thought I saw something else super bad. Let's see, there was somebody else that I saw, and maybe I just didn't. Man, I'm so bad at this. No, I saw this too, but this is why. Because it's from Jeffrey Snyder. That's right, it's from Jeffrey Snyder, but he said, Ilya Noshular, I think that's French, who also directed Nobody and Hardcore Henry. See, that sounds a little bit better. Obviously, if you're going to look at it like, okay, if you're looking at the resume of these two directors, who looks better? Yeah, the guy who directed Nobody, which is a great, John Wick type movie. And then you got Hardcore Henry, which was like a first-person type of movie, which is absolutely batshit crazy. It's one of those movies where, yeah, it didn't do well at the box office, but it kind of became a cult hit. So, that just sounds a little bit more like it would be Deathstroke and Bane would be more his bag than the other guy. But then at the same time, it's like, well, like I said, we can have a comedy director of sorts also direct, that. So I mean, it's just kind of interesting. But yeah, there you go. So when it comes to that, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot that was a thing. But yet we have not heard James Gunn, which usually means that it probably is true, and he just doesn't want to reveal that. And then maybe they're going to wait till after Clayface to fully announce it because they want to see what Clayface does, given that's a villain movie. I mean, yes, it's technically you could say that this is also a Batman villain movie, even though like people always say like, oh, Deathstroke's not a Batman villain. But it's like, yeah, but they fought. They've been at odds. It's fine. You can consider him a Batman villain. He's not just a Titans villain or something. But I mean, I know that Deathstroke's kind of like neutral. He kind of goes all over. I mean, he was in Arrow. You can kind of use him wherever he wants. Yeah, we talked about that. Todd Phillips, look what he did. Hangover, Road Trip, Old School, and then he directs Joker. I mean, we were talking about that on the Vodka stream. Like, hey, don't just pigeonhole these guys just because, like, oh yeah, your resume you did Superbad and Adventureland. You're gonna do this movie? No, I mean, shit. I mean, again, look at Zach Krager. Zach Krager used to be part of an improv comedy group. He used to do like all kinds of funny stuff, and then all of a sudden, look, he's killing it right now when it comes to his horror movies. You just can't pigeonhole people. You really can't pigeonhole people. And then speaking of Batman Part D, we got a video right here of Mr. Sebastian Stan, Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent, being the DA of Gotham, you got to get in some shape, and apparently he's in training right now. Get some of that protein. Protein from Rise.
Wow.
Seems like an ad.
Protein is the way to go.
That wasn't a good shake, dude. You gotta shake it more than that.
Fantastic! Oh, it's so good.
Dude barely shook his fucking shaker, man. There's a lot of powder in there still. You can see, look at him. You didn't shake it enough, Sebastian. What are you doing? Yeah, you gotta shake that thing for about 20, 30 seconds. You gave it like a quick shake. That's not gonna do much. But yeah, Harvey Dent's gonna need that. But you know what's funny? I was like looking at some of the comments, under like when people were posting the video. There are people that were going like, okay, is Robert Pattinson training too? People were like, I hope Robert Pattinson's training. And it was like, come on, guys. I was like, what are we doing here? You're telling me that you're worried that the guy who is playing Batman is not training for Batman? I can assure you that Robert Pattinson's also training, okay? I can assure you that he is. It's fine. But yeah, I saw that, and I was like, what the hell? I was like seeing people doing, like, what are we doing? Yes, It was reported last year that in between scenes, when Robert Pattinson was shooting the drama, because, you know, that movie was easier to shoot, small movie. So in between scenes, or in between days, maybe when he wasn't on set, he was training. He's been training. He's been training for like a year, over a year. We're good. It's like, God damn. There, some people just like, it's like, well, people just don't think logically about this kind of stuff. But hey, what can you do? Look at this image right here. We got James Gunn, we got Peter Safran, and Matthew Lillard is there. And then, of course, Stephen Blackheart. You know, you recognize that big mustache. Yeah, they're just kind of chilling, brainstorming, I'm assuming. I don't know. Like, oh, that's interesting. Why is Matthew Lillard and Stephen Blackheart? What are they discussing? Cool view, I will say. Like that. Maybe they're just hanging out. Maybe they're just all really good friends. But you know they're brainstorming a little bit. Probably. Drinking what? Their kombucha. Probably some kombucha. Brainstorming for Man of Tomorrow. Again, we don't know who Matthew Lillard's playing. He might just be playing some random dude. Who knows? Somebody from Argus, maybe. Could be that. DC Animation. We're gonna have a presence right here for DC Animation at NSC Animation Festival. So check this out. According to the Hollywood Reporter, these are the titles that will be showing up there, and we'll have a world premiere of Batman Nightfall. But yes, also Batman Cape Crusader Season 2, My Adventures with Green Lantern, Starfire, Creature Commander Season 2, and Mr. Miracle. So I'm sure they'll be showing some, some drawings, some things, maybe some, I don't know. Should be interesting. So yeah, they'll be there. They'll have a presence there. That's pretty cool. Jimmy Guns posted this also. This was what, today? Yeah. He posted this, before that desk gets flipped. Obviously, we know that desk gets flipped into the, right here, before and after. Yeah. So that's on the set of the first Superman. Pretty cool shot, not gonna lie. And then we got Superboy. Did you guys know that Superboy is going to be showing up in My Adventures with Superman Season 3. And the voice actor will be Darren Criss as Connor Kent. Criss is known for Glee and his an Emmy-winning turn in the assassination of Gianni Versace. And there's our first look right there from Collider of Superboy. Looks like no cape. Got kind of like a three-dimensional S right there. I still got to watch Season 2 of My Adventures with Superman. But glad it's coming back, because I know some people were also thinking that was going to get canceled. And James Gunn, of course, being the evil son of a bitch that he is, he canceled that as well as he canceled Superman and Lois. Cancels everything. He just cancels. He's all, my Superman. Just my freaking Superman. And then we have the Man of Tomorrow mystery casting. That's right. So we got Matthew Lillard last week, and we're all kind of assuming he's going to play some kind of significant role, simply because, he's good friends with James Gunn, and it seemed like he manifested his way into the DCU because he was always talking about it. But I think he always was talking with James. We're like, oh, well, we're going to find a role for you. We're going to find a role for you. And I know, how dare James Gunn give his roles to fucking friends. I know, what an asshole. Other directors don't do that. They're like, fuck my friends. I'm working with professionals here. Yeah, suck my dick, right? Anyways, we got a new guy. We got a new individual that goes by Sinqua Walls. And of course, I used him in the thumbnail. There he is right there. He has now been cast in Man of Tomorrow. And immediately everybody's going like, all right, start naming off black characters. Who could he be possibly playing? And you guys can also tell me who you think he might be playing in the chat. Now, I went immediately to Steel. That's right, to Jeremy Irons. I always forget his name. Jeremy Henry Irons, that's right. I was like, I know he's had a middle name. I always forget the middle name. But yes, Jeremy Henry Irons. Could be him. I don't know. Could be very much him. And I was even kind of doing a little research on Mr. Walls right here. Some people were saying, of course, could it be Martian Manhunter? Yes. Could very well be Martian Manhunter because, you know, people are like, hey, Martian Manhunter, hello. But I was more like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be Steel. But the interesting thing about this guy, he is 6'2", so he's not short. He's a tall dude. And he's 41 years old, so he's not even a young dude either. So here's his IMDb right here. So I gave it a little gander. You know, he hasn't been in, like, much stuff. He was in the White Man Can't Jump remake, which I don't think anybody really watched. He was in Carry On. Carry On was pretty good. I don't mind that. But, you know, he's been around for a bit. He's had his ways. Why did I hit Carry On? I didn't mean to hit Carry On. Don't hit Carry On. Carry On's a fun movie. I'm not going to lie. I actually enjoyed that movie. A little over the top, but fun movie. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Now listed for Man of Tomorrow, but we don't know who he is. Still would be awesome, right? Mr. Terrific. Oh, wait. Very funny. Very funny. But yeah, I think like people were thinking Steel. People were thinking Martian Manhunter. You know, those were like the easier ones. I just like the fact that maybe we could have Jeremy Henry, John Henry. But yeah. And, you know, the dude's in shape, too. I was like, oh, wow, yeah, this guy, yeah, he's a pretty big dude. He even, when it came to White Men Can't Jump, you know, he had, you know, dude's rocking some abs, some shoulders, some arms. So, not too shabby. But, yeah, I was just, like, looking at some of the stuff that he was in. And I'm like, he could play a good John, you know, John Henry. Eh? I don't know. But yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Martian Manhunter. There's like people like saying all kinds of stuff when it comes to him. Let's see, what were people saying underneath this right here? Icon. Somebody was saying Icon, Martian Manhunter, big time Steel, Martian Manhunter. Yeah, Amazing Man. Ooh. Amazing Man because, you know, Maxima, Amazing Man, is that what that is? Interesting. Who knows? Too much heroes. Just let Superman, let him play a Superman supporting character. That's probably what's going to happen. It's probably not anything. It's probably like a security guard for all we know. Like that's significant to help Superman. Maybe it could be a prison guard that's significant to help Superman during, you know, the breakout. I don't know. It could be anything. You know, that's the thing. We can't just like automatically, you know, we automatically just go, oh yeah, he's going to be a hero. He's going to be a villain, something like that. But, you know, but it is kind of interesting. It's just fun to speculate, guys. It's fun. See, I like when, you know, when people get all like, you know, Debbie Downer, like, it's, you know, fuck, who cares? Or he's just playing this. Like, but it's always fun to speculate. The thing I always ask is like, don't get your hopes up about things and don't get disappointed when you find out that he's just going to be like this character that is nothing. It's nothing that's to the DC universe. Just don't do that. Steel Black Lightning, yeah, you can have that. He's probably just one of Jon Stewart's friends. Could be that. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, it could be one, you know, just could be one of his friends. Who knows? Like I said, it's fun to speculate, fun to discuss, and, you know, it's just fun to do that, but just don't get your hopes up on things, and then don't get disappointed when he's just like, he's just, you know, he ends up just being like, you know, a friend or something, or somebody that works at the Daily Planet or something, a new guy that's just a random character. Black Lightning would be interesting. But I know people are, I made the joke, so it's kind of funny, guys, because I made the joke like, Jace, the overstuffed movie, my God. Of course I was kidding, because, you know, a lot of the hater guys out there, you know, people out there like, Jace, this movie's so overstuffed and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, if Zack Snyder was directing this kind of movie, you would not be saying that. Just admit that. Some people would, but the diehard Zack Snyder fans, it's like, shut up with your overstuffed anything like that. You would glad if Zack was making the Man of Tomorrow movie, and he definitely would, if he did make a Man of Tomorrow movie, he still was able to do it, and then it was like, there was a Batman presence, a Wonder Woman, a Green Lantern, whatever the fuck, you guys would be like, yes, are we bringing in the Atom too? You know, you'd be like that. You know, let's not be hypocrites here, you know. I get it, you hate James Gunn and all the stuff, and it's just funny because, again, I get even like acquaintances, people who've been on streams and stuff like that, they just act like, you know, it's like that James Gunn kicked their fucking dog, and I'm like, it's James Gunn, he doesn't kick dogs, he loves dogs. It's like, God damn, guys. But yeah, I tweeted that out, quote tweeting Hollywood Reporter, and people, of course, didn't get the joke, so I got people like pushing back against me. It's funny. I started to see that. I was like, oh, people, you know I'm trolling, right? You know I'm trolling. Oh, just looking at some of this stuff. I mean, yeah, somebody said, what about Brand New Day? Spider-Man, MJ, Hulk, Punisher? Yeah, you're making my argument I made before. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking. But yeah, people were like losing their minds. And then even when it came to that Hollywood Reporter article right here, as you can see right here with the Hollywood Reporter, it says Adria Arjona is joining the franchise while Lantern star Aaron Pierre is on the call sheet along with Rachel Brosnahan. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but you notice that it's like, okay, Lantern star, of course we know who that is. And then, of course, it's like Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane, Skylar Gisondo, Jimmy Olsen, Sarah Sampio, Eve Tessmacher. You notice that they put all the names of who they're playing, but yet when it comes to Adria, there is still no confirmation fully who she's playing. Speculation keeps on going, which is fun, which they should do. Don't keep it going. Keep it going, Jimmy Guns. Let people speculate. It's fun. It keeps the conversation going. Okay? Keeps the conversation going. So I say, do not reveal who she is. Keep us on our toes. Keep us on the edge of our seats. Hell, don't even do it until the movie fucking comes out. Maybe. Kind of, it is interesting. I don't think they're going to reveal who this guy is. But again, it's probably nothing. But it's fun to speculate. It's fun to speculate. And no, I don't think the movie's overstuffed or anything like that. I just think it's a Superman movie with a world event happening that is Brainiac invading the Earth. So naturally, there's going to be a supporting cast that includes heroes. And there's already an existing DC universe. So sorry, guys. There is going to be other characters in the DC world. And it's so funny. Because again, the big time pushbackers out there, if this was Zack doing it, you'd be all about it. I mean, look at how everything kind of just like led up to a Justice League movie where you even had characters that were setting up other stuff. Again, Ryan Troy, the Atom, you had just other supporting characters. Obviously, it's a Justice League movie, so obviously it's going to be big. But at the same time, it's a big world. It's a big world. BVS was a sequel to Man of Steel. It expanded the world. This is a sequel. It's expanding the world. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with expanding the world. All right, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to DC stuff. I don't think there's really anything else. But yeah, you're speculating. Oh, look at that. Oh, we just got something right here. Michaela Hoover, who plays Cat Grant. Whoa. Well, the whole gang's getting in shape, and even Michaela's like, hey, check out my abs. There you go. Can they, I just, you know what I hope? Make her have that hair color, and I think that's going to be the case. Maybe she's showing off that she's going to have dark hair. I did not like the blonde hair, the blonde wig that they gave her. I did not like that. Okay? Everything else was fine. Everything else was fine. But let her have her natural hair color, not the blonde hair, please. But I mean, look at that. She's showing off them fucking abs right there. Pretty awesome. And then, of course, we got Eddie, Mr. Terrific, and I don't know who this guy would be playing. I don't know who's this guy. Who are these guys? I mean, I guess I guess this guy's Paolo. Is that Paolo? I guess one of these guys, that's Paolo, I think, right there. But this guy, interesting. She was good in the One Piece show, too. Oh, okay, she was in One Piece. That's cool. All right, so that's pretty much it. So that was just posted like about an hour ago, so that's cool. All right. Let's go ahead and now jump over to the other universe. Like I said, not much was happening that we haven't really talked about. Let's see. So right here. So Avengers Doomsday, and well, secrets. There's a lot of secrets when it comes to Avengers Doomsday. And Alan Cumming, he's not fallen short of like kind of just talking about things. He's talked about a lot, he talked about how, he acted in a scene he had no idea who was acting opposite of, which I don't think they wanted him to say that. But, he's been very kind of vocal about the experience of coming back and playing Blah. Totally drawing a blank. Who's this character? Night Stalker? Night Walker? What the fuck am I? Nightcrawler. Jesus Christ. Hate it when my brain does that. You had the first word there, brain, but you didn't have the next word. Nightcrawler, right? Now I'm doubting my brain. Anyways, what? Am I wrong? Who the fuck is... I'm totally drawing a blank right now. Jesus Christ. It's Yeah. Yeah, it is Nightcrawler. God damn. I love that. I'm like, hey, I figured it out. Then I'm second guessing myself. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so he was quoted right here when it came to Deadline, talking about secret names and secrets. Alan Cumming confirms there are characters yet to be revealed in Avengers Doomsday. Sometimes there were secret names because they didn't want to reveal that a certain character was returning, so they called them something else in the script. It was so confusing. So confusing. I mean, god damn. This movie, I hope there's a documentary on Avengers Doomsday that just kind of like, how did you keep up in modern day, in 2026, 2025, 2026, how are you keeping the secrets? How are you keeping things from not leaking when it comes to Avengers Doomsday? Now, I'm not saying that it's not been perfect. There's been a couple leaks, but for the most part, you got the Russo brothers and Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, they're doing those patches that you see on those infomercials real quick. They're like making sure, close the leaks. But then you got Alan Cumming right here, like, oh yeah, the secret names on the scripts. I had no idea who the fuck is in this movie. That's funny. And he's just getting kind of vocal about it, so. Yeah, so your guess is as good as mine. I mean, Tobey Maguire's got to be showing back up, right? Of course he's going to be showing back up. That was probably one of them. Ben Affleck as Daredevil. Could be that. Wouldn't that be sweet? Oh, shut up, Jacob. I had a brain fart. I said Nightcrawler, Night Stalker. I was like messing all that up. Anyways, all right. Now on to the box office. Oh, boy. Yep. I think everybody was kind of going like, oh, yeah, Mortal Kombat's going to be a hit. Sadly, not a bomb. Definitely not a bomb. But not the extravagant hit that maybe people thought it was going to be. It came in second at the domestic box office because The Devil Wears Prada 2 is just taking the world by storm, and good for that because it's a legacy sequel 20 years later. Why not? And that is currently sitting at, that's getting up to $500 million. So you're definitely not going to be waiting too much longer for The Devil Wears Prada 3, I'm guessing, right? They're going to immediately greenlight that third one. Would not be surprised. Kicking ass overseas. But yes, Mortal Kombat, not kicking ass overseas. That international market is like, fuck this. And I'm sure there's some reasons when it comes to certain territories because it is an R-rated movie where people are getting decapitated and impaled and all this kind of stuff. But yes, $38.5 million domestic, $21.5 international, and $60 million overall. Yeah, not too great. Not too great when it comes to that, but hey. I think that first movie kind of like people were worried about this movie, and even though like people were going like, oh yeah, this is totally a course correction and it's doing a good job, I enjoyed it. I was entertained by it. Yes, it's not perfect. There's things that I don't like about it, but now I'm kind of wondering, are we going to get that third movie? Maybe. It might have another. Again, movies have a second life when it comes to streaming. They do. They definitely do. And then of course we have Michael coming in third, so it did beat out Michael Jackson. Michael, of course, is at $581 million hairs. So that's cool. And then, of course, The Sheep Detectives, which got a lot of praise from critics. And it seemed like a fun movie. I might check it out. $27 million. Not sure how much that cost, but looked interesting. And then, of course, Billie Eilish. Concert movie. That made $19.6 million. Billie Eilish is going to donate all that money to everyone because she's cool like that. And then Mario, let's see. Mario, is it going to make that $1 billion? Is Mario going to make that billion? I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. 940.9. So, can't even get the game in Japan. Yeah, see. You think Mortal Kombat? Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. It's the international markets. I think it's just because of the content, the graphic and violent content. I think some territories just don't, they're not welcoming that shit. So that's why I think like they're like, you know, but we'll see. I hope there is. I do hope there is a third one. I want to see where the story goes, especially with all the things that happen in this one. I want to see where all that was going. All right. Now, to wrap up today's show, let's go ahead and one last kill. Let's go ahead and start diving into... Okay, so there was the premiere. That's pretty sweet. All right, I'm just going to read off some of the internet reactions because obviously we're going to be able to... tomorrow night, we're going to be able to watch a 44-minute Punisher One Last Kill episode, you know, special event, special presentation. I'm just going to read some things right here for that people that got early access to it. Watch the Punisher One Last Kill special presentation. And I mean, this is in a good way. It feels like it was written by the Punisher. That is from Matt Nando Kelly, Nando Movies. Let's see. We got, I saw another one. Okay, and then we got one right here from the direct. Punisher One Last Kill is brutal, unrelenting masterpiece. It's Marvel's darkest, most savage, street-level story yet. Jon Bernthal delivers a great, defining Frank Castle, raw, broken, and terrifyingly efficient. Brutally riveting, gut-wrenching, and completely uncompromising. This is the Punisher at his ultimate, absolute best. Chris Parker says Punisher One Last Kill is the blood-soaked violent rage rush I was hoping it would be. This is not a tamed version to the Punisher. Bernthal delivers a strong performance. This special works as a great refresher to Frank Castle while also launching him off promising future. So it's going to be kind of interesting. We're hearing all this, like this is like the most brutal, graphic, all this stuff, and then he's going to show up in Spider-Man Brand New Day and be kind of watered down. And let's face it, it's going to be a little watered down. We got Andy right here. Proud to share that I've seen The Punisher One Last Kill, and it serves as a powerful reminder why Jon Bernthal was born to play Frank Castle as it continues the intensely packed journey of our anti-hero. Do not miss tomorrow. It sounds more like an ad. Let's see. We got Brandon Norwood right here. The Punisher One Last Kill was the graphic, has the graphic, no holds bar action and violence fans want from this. As a bridge between Born Again season 1 of SM4. What? Oh, okay. As a bridge between Born Again, that's right, okay. As a bridge between Born Again Season 1 and Spider-Man 4, sorry, I got the acronym screwed me up. I found it lacking. Ooh, so it's lacking between the bridge. That's fine. It doesn't need to be a bridge. The city block of NYC that this takes place is hilariously crime-ridden. Bo is a Fred style. Okay, so that's... It's okay. Seriously, the army would have shown up, and how many times do we have to see Frank kill his demons? So this was a negative one. Okay, negative. I like it. I wanted to see some negative ones. Nothing wrong with some negative ones. Brandon Davis says, The Punisher One Last Kill is endless, high-octane action, brutally metal. Jon Bernthal drops his best Frank Castle performance. It would have been better at feature length as it zips through great mental health themes, a new villain, and an unclear time in the MCU Punisher's life. See, that's what I worry about. I'm like, it's 44 minutes, and that's without credits. Apparently, it's like 44 minutes. It's like a 44-minute episode of The Punisher. And it's like, yeah, is that gonna be a problem? I kind of worry that that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Sean Chandler says, Punisher One Last Kill delivers the Bernthal Punisher stuff I love. Frank trapped in a building going full raid mode. I love that. Destroying dudes with whatever he can grab. Oddly feels like we're still in Punisher origin mode, but I clicked play to watch Bernthal wreck dudes. I got that. All right. He reckoned dudes. Rob Key says, I watched Punisher One Last Kill, and it's the most adult thing yet from Marvel Studios. It's Frank at his lowest, John Bernthal giving it his all, with some haunting sequences. By the end, the Punisher is ready for a new era. All right, so mainly seeing positive. Like I said, I was glad I came across one kind of bad review. So that's good. You always want to have, you don't want it to be perfect. Tessa Smith said, The Punisher One Last Kill isn't what I expected to be, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. I sobbed more than once, but there are some great action sequences and kills too, as well as surprises, a great bridge that hopefully leads more Frank Castle. Okay. Thought maybe that was going to be a little bit of a... that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it right there, so... not too shabby. Let's see. The third film has not... the third film hasn't been greenlit yet. Yeah, when it comes to Mortal Kombat, yeah, I saw that. Hopefully it does. Like I said, there's always a second life on streaming, too, if it doesn't quite get all the box office that they were hoping for, you know. And then, of course, the guy who plays Kung Lao, Max Hong or whatever. I think... oops. Is that what his name is? Yeah. Max Huang. Somebody suggested this, or IGN was like, Mortal Kombat 2, Kung Lao wants a Shaolin Monks spinoff with Liu Kang. And I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty sweet, have a little bit of this action going on. Why not? But, yeah, because I think their fight was like the best fight of the movie. Thought it was really fucking cool. Really cool. Anyways, all right, so let's go ahead and dive into some questions. Good to see you, Phil, by the way. Hope things are doing well. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. All right. Eric. Hey, Dave, your thought on Batfleck returning as Daredevil got me picturing him and Charlie Cox interacting as the two masks. Personally, I'd get a kick out of it. Two versions of X character interacting No Way Home style. What other such interactions would you want to see in Doomsday? I want to see a Toby and Hugh Jackman interaction. That'd be pretty sweet. I think a lot of people are kind of like thinking maybe that'll happen. I'm trying to think of like other characters that I don't know if they'd have any of the... I don't think there'd be any of the young X-Men cast, Fox X-Men cast interacting would what's his name, Tyler what the hell's his name, who played like the young Cyclops? Would he show up and interact with James Marsden? That'd be kind of cool. Rebecca Romijn, and I don't think Jennifer Lawrence gives a shit about coming back. She seemed like she was checked out when it came to Dark Phoenix. She was like, yeah. That would be kind of cool. Cleveland putting belt... Darren, Mr. Laugh Now, Cry Later. What do you think the big swing is in the Batman Part 2? Maybe Batman having limited screen time and his focus is more on Bruce? Probably. That could be something. Reeves did say he wants... and maybe a big swing could be that he's going to take a whole different approach when it comes to Mr. Freeze as well. And then having the Court of Owls be in there. I don't know. Some big swings. How about the two Quicksilvers? Yeah, two Quicksilvers would be pretty sweet too. You didn't see that coming? Devin Wooter, hey Dave, do you think Mortal Kombat 2 will do more in the second weekend? Maybe crossover, maybe 3? No, I don't think. No, it'll probably have a pretty significant drop. There's not a big movie coming out next week, so at least it has that. And the mysterious cast member for Man of Tomorrow, you think he'll play Steel? And Old Boy, people are complaining about too many characters. Of course they are. Too many characters. And then this account keeps on saying, I don't like this guy. And apparently Kara right here, second week in a row, does not like Mark Ruffalo. Dylan G, rest in peace, my mayor. He was hit with a bazooka. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. And it was kind of cool seeing Daredevil with a bazooka. That's funny. So I just kind of spliced it with that. That's hilarious. That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. I like that. I really like that. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's really much more. Oh. The Dodgers or the Giants winning? Oh, look at that. I think I think they're winning. Is that what's happening right now? Is that what's happening? Do I have any Dodger fans out there? What's going on? Is this happening? I'm looking at my feed and I'm seeing a home run. Oh, look at that. It is 1-0. It's only the second inning though. So that's cool. But yeah, that should be it. All right, guys. That will, I know, fucking goddamn. Sorry. I'm just reading, talking to myself right now. Talking to myself. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like, thumbs ups. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're part of the Patreon, I'll have my post show up. And so we'll talk a little bit more as I do every Monday. And hopefully, like I said, if it comes to Patreon, hopefully could maybe do a Patreon stream soon. See what happens. But yeah, leave a comment if you would be so kind. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good Tuesday, and I'll see you members for Members Only Film Junkie Live on Wednesday. All right, guys. Love ya. Talk to you later.